Hello, welcome back to Global Weltrade Synthetic Signal channel. Okay, if this is your first time of visiting this YouTube channel, do your best to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you get notified each time I upload a new content. Try to like and refer this channel to your network so that YouTube pushes to a very high level of audience. This is actually October, and this is October 1st. And I'm shooting this scientific, mathematical, and engineering-based topic to stimulate your passion for trading and to actually help you become more profitable than ever, reducing your greed and fear index and improving it to normal. Okay, all right, here the topic is path analysis in Forex synthetic weight trade market. This is peculiar to the Weltrade broker, but you can actually deploy this in any broker for you. But why I emphasize on Weltrade is because they are one of the best brokers. Like, I'm very happy with their fast and robust payment system. Deposit is super fast, and withdrawal is much more super fastest. Like, it's the most super fastest ever. Like, is much more faster than the deposit. Like, the time it takes for you to deposit, the time it takes for you to withdraw your profit or even your capital is very shorter than the time you are gonna deposit. So why can't you sign up with this broker by checking down the description of this video? So right here, I'll start with theoretical parts and we go to the practical parts. Okay, so it's more of a belief system and having an optimized psychological characteristics. So here, fear is destroyed and risk management must be deployed, because your belief is so strong you don't need to fear about what you want to do, and because you really know that this thing is going to happen and where it is going to happen and how it's going to happen. You guys to know when to manage risk, you guys to know when to add more position, you guys to know when to take some profit, you guys to know when to trade your asset, because you know that this is sure, 100% sure. Like, this idea is more of probability, success probability than failure probability, right? So the probability range is from 70 to 99%. Okay, 70 to 99%, meaning that it still needs optimization, because it's a range, it's not a point. Okay, it's a range, so sometimes it can fall to 50 to 99%, but this is not a financial advice, but you can add it to what you know for optimal profitability. Okay, so we have a support here, which is the floor, and we have the resistance here, which is the ceiling. So we shall be using supply instead of resistance here, and we shall be using demand zone, instead of support, right? So you should get this from the higher time frame. The higher the time frame, the better the signal, the better the trade, the more the trade is more profitable. Okay, so if you believe that this is a valid support level, then it means that price is going to move all the way from here to the nearest supply. Okay, so if you reach there, you are going to take most of your profit here, because there is no guarantee that it will continue breaking out of the supply. But the thing is, the supply will create a sell and demand will create a buy. So if market reaches a supply, then you should know that the probability of sell might set in. But the truth is, there is no guarantee that a supply will be a selling session or a demand will be a buy session. Everything depends on your belief and the trend characteristics of that market. So if it is an uptrend market, it means all the supply there are breakable, meaning that all the supply there will turn to demand zone. Okay, but I don't want to go deep. So the next thing here is the path the market take is a wave. So you don't expect it to fly straight. Even if doing some impulsive move, it can move straight, but 80 to 90% of the time it will be a wave movement. So instead, the market will follow this path. Okay, most times we tend to return back to the starting point and shoot. So you have to take note of all these things. So this will be your entry, but mind you, if the market fluctuates so heavily, you might be liquidated depending on your risk appetite and your lot sizes. So you have to take note of all these things. Okay, you have to take note of all these things. So the next thing we need to talk about now is the practical part. Like, does this thing really work? Does this thing really work? Okay. Before I go to the chart, remember, if the market is uptrend, you look for demand and take it to a nearest supply, and if the market is downtrend, in the higher time frame, you look for a supply and sell to the nearest support demand zone. Okay, so the direction will change. Okay, but there is no guarantee that if a market have taken a path, so it's going to reverse. No, if it is going down, it's going down. So don't expect it to reverse at demand zone. If it is going up, it's going up. Don't expect it to reverse at supply zone unless there is a valid database, there is a valid knowledge base that such will happen. Okay, so that's good. Let's go to the MT5. Right now we're on the way to MT5. We're gonna start with one asset. Let's consider flip. Let's consider flip S2, and this is, and let's be on the weekly time frame. Okay, you know that here is what this, we can connect these two. Here is a demand zone, because when price reach there, it shoot up and back and created a supply for us here. Okay, so the belief system is the market is going to move from here to here, but it's not going to be straight. Because if you go down to the daily, you see it's actually going up after it changed character by breaking out of here. It's actually going up, but it reached here, created a support. This is where you should have entered more position. Okay, now if you break here, it's all about breakout and retest and pull back. You also enter more position and do what? Take it to our final destination. So that is what I'm really talking about. Let's consider a situation where we have where our belief system is on a supply market, on supply zone. Let's consider the market that has been crashing, such as yeah, this one is one of them, or is one of them. Let's consider this market and be in the daily time frame. Okay, be in the daily time frame. So here is a supply. All this section are supplies. Okay, so when price stop there, your belief system is market is going to move from here. Supply, I took supply because the market is uptrend, so I look for supply. So I believe the market is going to fly all the way from here to here, and it did it absolutely. So if you break it down to a 4 hour, you will see the path it takes. It wasn't all that straight. It wasn't all that straight. You see, this is the path we should follow. This is the Lagrangian path of this action, because it didn't delay. The speed was matched. And so thank you and bye for now.